Unit 1.5, Atomic Structure and Electron Configuration. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. How many unpaired electrons are in the atom represented by the electron configuration above? So this is the electron configuration of an element, and all the numbers in front, they represent which period they're in. So for 1s2, it's going to be period 1, it's going to be here, and period 2 is going to be here, and period 3 is going to be here. So looking back at the electron configuration, S2, this is the orbital they're in. S orbital, p orbital, S orbital, p orbital. And so in the periodic table, these are going to be the S orbital, and these are going to be p orbital. And these are going to be d orbital, but we're not having any d orbital in this electron configuration. And so the numbers in the top, 2, 2, 6, 2, 6, they represent how many electrons are in each orbital. So let's just start looking at which element it is. So starting with the 1s2, that means there's 2 electrons in S subshell of period 1. And 2s2, period 2, there's 2 electrons in S orbital in the period 2. And 2sp, looking at this one, there's 6 electrons in the p orbital of period 2. And 3s2 is going to be here. There's 2 electrons in the s orbital of period 3. And 3p6, there's going to be 6 electrons in the p orbital in the period 3. So counting all of these numbers, this electron configuration represents argon, because it ends at 3p6, and 3p6 is argon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, argon. So it's going to be representing argon, and if you look at the periodic table, this whole group, is called noble gas. So all of the noble gas have 8 valence electrons, and having 8 valence electrons means that it satisfies the octet rule. An octet rule refers to the tendency of atoms having 8 electrons in the valence shell. So all the elements in this periodic table have tendency to get 8 electrons because that is the most stable form that element can be in, and they don't need anything, or they don't need to remove anything. So noble gases, including argon, and except for the helium is not noble gas, but except for helium, all of these noble gases, they have 8 valence electrons, and they satisfy the octet rule, and that's why they have 0 unpaired electrons, and the element is going to be argon.